Let's start with Shobha.
Ma'am, I am Shobha. Ma'am, actually, I am a nursery teacher in Mysore.
Mysore. Okay, I just want to know from where are you and if you are teaching, which grades you are taking, which class you are teaching. Okay.
Nursery teacher.
You are a nursery teacher. Anjana, what about you? You are on mute, Anjana.
Hi, good evening, everyone. I'm Anjana Sharma. I'm a kindergarten teacher in Symbiosis International School from last 4-5 years. And right now working with them as an associate coordinator.
From where are you?
Symbiosis International School.
City?
Pune.
Pune. Okay. Yes, Riya?
Hi everyone, I'm Riya ma'am. I'm Riya and I'm working as a teacher for senior KG students in Kalyani School in Pune.
Pune itself. Great.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Insia?
Hello everyone, I'm Insia Tapia. I'm from Surat, Gujarat.
Surat.
I'm also a nursery teacher.
Okay, great. Yes, Nandini?
Good evening, everyone. Myself, Nandini Mata. I belong from Dungarpur, Rajasthan, and I'm not working as a teacher right now.
Okay. Yes, Pratibha?
Hello, everyone. I'm Pratibha Joshi, and I'm teaching in JBM Global School, Noida.
Noida. Okay, great. Yes. Kranti?
Hello everyone, I'm Kranti Tripathi and I'm from Noida and working with the Sri Ram Universal School, Noida.
Great, great. Okay. Again, I don't know. PSM30S, can you please tell me your name?
Hear me?
Yes, we can hear you.
Ma'am, I don't know how to change my name.
I will do that. You just tell me your name.
Yeah, I'm Catherine and I'm from Tamil Nadu, ma'am.
From what's your
I'm
name?
doing my Catherine.
Catherine. Okay, okay. I talked to your mother. Right.
Yeah, I'm from Tamil Nadu and I'm doing my third year in English literature.
Yeah, she told me that. Great, great. Okay, so let's begin the session without any delay. So we have participants from, can anyone tell from which all places we all are here? Who remembers? Tamil Nadu, Pune, Noida,
Rajasthan, Surat.
That's
Karnataka.
great. That's great having people from all over the country. That is something which really excites me. In every training, I have to repeat the same thing. But meeting, interacting people with different places, that every time adds on something new. And here I can see teachers and even fresher like college student is also with us. So we get to know from each other. We learn from each other a lot. So talking about our subject today, Jolly Phonics. So what do you understand by phonics? What do you understand by phonics? Yes, Anjana.
Phonic is basically the awareness of the sound of the alphabets and whether it is it's a single sound when it comes to that is the awareness of the sounds, whether it's a single sound, double sound, or anyway, you put the alphabets together, how they are creating sound. So what is my understanding on that?
Anybody else?
Related to sounds, ma'am.
Yes, Nandini, you were saying something?
Ma'am, in phonics, there are 42 sounds, and from those 42 sounds, we used to blend and make a word. So in phonics, we have to make a child to knowledge about these 42 sounds, plus the blending, and yeah, that's it. Plus identification and writing on and all that.
Yeah, Shobha, you were saying something?
Related to sounds, ma'am.
Related to sounds. Okay. Anybody else wants to put their input? What is your understanding about the word phonics?
Ma'am, it's not basically the alphabet sound.
Then?
Any other sound also like pre-phonic sounds are also included in this.
Yes.
So it's basically sound knowledge.
Okay. Now, Ria, Catherine, you want to share something? Insia, Pratibha?
Yes, ma'am. It's actually correlating sounds with symbols.
Okay. Okay.
Ma'am, it is relating to the letters. What sound does it make?
Okay. 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 So, we all know a little about phonics. We all know something about, but exactly the correct information we may lack. And that is why we are here in this 5 days program to have a clear idea of about each and every word which we talk about. For example, right now somebody said that alphabetic sounds. Now see, alphabets. Is it alphabet or is it alphabets? The very first thing.
Alphabet, ma'am.
Yes, yes. It is never alphabets because alphabet is equal to 26 letters. Alphabet is equal to 26 letters. So you can say that it's a collective noun for 26 letters. So it can never be alphabets. It's alphabet, which means, which includes all 26 letters. Now, when I asked you about phonics, definitely phone word is from sound. So phonics is only sound. And when you say that it is awareness of sound, then we call it as phonological awareness. Okay, so that is not phonics, but that is phonological awareness when you are aware of the sounds. So phonological awareness is the awareness about the sound, and it can be just as someone told that it can be any sound. Now, sound doesn't have, it doesn't necessarily have a, you identify it with any letter. If I make any sound, if I clap, sound means phonics. So if you're aware of a sound, if you're aware about the sound, then it is your phonological awareness. Now we need to develop this phonological awareness in the children, because what the traditional method of phonics is teaching only a, b, k, d, f. So this will include only 26 sounds, as someone right now told that there are 42 sounds. So where the child will learn, from where the child will learn the remaining sounds. If we are teaching A to Z sounds, abacada, it is going to be only 26 sounds. But we know that we have 42 sounds. So how the child is going to learn? So Jolly Phonics teaches 42 sounds and not just 26 sounds. And somebody said that double sound. It's not the double sound. It's two letter giving one sound, which means digraph. So digraph is the technical term for two letters making one sound, which is which can be two consonants, which can be one consonant and a vowel. It can be two vowels also. Okay, for example, if I say CH, CH together gives ch, which is a new sound. It's not k, it's not h, but k. They are making a new sound, which is ch. Okay, so that is a digraph. So digraph means two letters. Di means two, and
Letters.
graph means letters. Okay, so when you have two letters, but you have only one sound, one new sound, I would say. Okay, one new sound, then it is a digraph. So the first USP which I can tell about Jolly Phonics, which is making it different from other phonic programs, is the first USP is that it is taking diagrams also. So that is why it is not only 26, but it is 42. It has 42 sounds. So we are making the child aware of all the other sounds apart from 26 sounds plus diagrams. So that is why when the child will open the book and he reads a word chips, so he will be able to read the word chips and he will not read it as k, h. He will not say k for C and h for H, because he knows that this is a digraph and this means this will give the sound ch. Okay. Now, Yeah, why the problem is comes in reading. The first thing is definitely this: when you go for the traditional phonics, you are not teaching that ch is ch. You are only teaching k and h. So definitely that is one of the reasons that the child is not able to read a word like chips. Second, what major problem comes in what is the major reason why the child cannot read is because you are not teaching matras. Like you all have a regional language, mother language like Hindi. It may be any other language. Some of you have left the meeting. They are joining back. Okay. So when you are talking about a regional language like Hindi or whichever language you have as your mother language, you always teach matras, right? Like in Hindi, ka, ka, ke, ki, ku, we do that, right? If you have any doubt, you can ask. But in English, are we doing that? We are not doing. We are only teaching sounds. So in Hindi, if the child cannot read without the knowledge of matras, then in English, how the child will read without the knowledge of matras, right? So this is very important to know that, to understand that if you're teaching a sound, that's not where your task as a teacher is done. Unless the child cannot blend the sounds together, he will not be able to read. Okay, for example, if the word is simple at, he will read at, at. But how do the child know that I have to blend these two sounds together to say at? So that is the major challenge as a JollyPhonics trainer till today. What my experience has been with kids is that if you give this, if you work hard on blending part, your children will do very well. But if you only focus on teaching sounds, the child may have reading problem. Most of the children who are below average, they struggle blending the sounds because see, JollyPhonics is such a beautiful program. It's a structured program where you really act as a machine. You are doing a smart work. You don't have to put any hard work so that the child memorizes the sounds. Okay, any child who has done JollyPhonics will never ever forget the sounds. There is a reason behind it. I will explain that reason to you, but majorly, if you are teaching phonics and the child is not able to read, the problem lies in the blending part. So you all have to be very particular in blending ideas. Some of you have attended first session, but because of my health issues, I could not continue and we have postponed the program and now we have started again. So those few of you who have done, we have already discussed that how blending is important, right? Any doubt till here?
No, ma'am.
No, ma'am.
I have already shared my presentation. Some of you have just made the last minute enrollments. So to you, I will be sharing after this meeting. Okay, this is the PDF which I'll be sharing with you all. Okay, so this is about JollyPhonics. So this is a little introduction about myself. Now, this is a program which will deal with children of age 4 to 5. And if the child is even below 4, then also you can start with JollyPhonics. And that I will be explaining how you will tackle kids of playgroup, nursery, LKG, and senior KG. Okay, so phonics is meant for playgroup, nursery, junior KG, and senior KG. So we are going to cover these four grades. So when the child is in playgroup or nursery, you simply have to go to YouTube, and I have done school training. So what I tell there, that you have the entire full year with your children, whatever things you are doing, you just have to every day play a rhyme for the children. And that is, you can just type on YouTube, if you type JollyPhonics A to Z, okay? JollyPhonics A to Z. So you can write it down that if the child is 2.5, 3, okay, then you don't need to teach how to read, but what you can do is you can prepare the base that when the child will come to junior KG, he will already be aware of 26 sounds with the actions. So your task will become easy. Okay, so this is for 26 sounds.
Answer my arm, answer my arm.
What you have to do is, you just have to play this rhyme where they will automatically learn the sounds and actions. You just, if you play it daily, the children will gradually pick up and they will learn all for 26 sounds with the actions. A, B, okay, so all 26 sounds and actions, they will help the child when the child will go to junior KG and will start with 42 sounds. Out of those 42, now the task is very easy, that out of 42, the child already knows 26 sounds and actions. So that will help the child to quickly learn only the remaining sounds. Okay. So, but if the child is in junior KG, then you will start with all of these. These are the 5 basic skills of JollyPhonics. So in foreign countries, they don't teach letter formation first. They start with letter sound. So that's why it is your first step is letter sound and then letter formation. But in India, our Indian parents, they want their child to learn how to write. If the child is going in nursery class or in playgroup also, the parents' expectations are my child should write ABCD. So that is one of the reason why in India, when the child comes to junior KG, he is already aware of letter formation. He knows letter formation and he recognizes. So the prerequisite for JollyPhonics is letter recognition. Small letter recognition is must. So if any child is coming to you for JollyPhonics, the first thing you have to do is the child should recognize the small letters. A, okay, B. If he is not able to identify, then you will have to teach first letter recognition. Okay, small letter recognition. So letter sound, then letter formation, then blending, then segmenting, then tricky words. So as I told you that we will take 42 sounds. So learning the letter sound means learning 42 sounds. Then letter formation, which our children, Indian children already are aware of. But if they are not, then you have to teach them letter formation also. You can take it simultaneously also if the child is not aware of, is not able to recognize. Then comes blending. As I told you that blending means bringing two sounds together. So the child, we have to do a lot of activities for these blending techniques. I hope most of you are, because you are already taking pre-primary. So this is blending part you're already doing. CVC words you're already doing. Only thing is there's a difference which we'll come to know when we will learn JollyPhonics, that we are not teaching them family wise. We are not taking add family, egg family, able family, because that's again a kind of ratification only. Okay, if you are giving at words, the child will write at. But the second day when you mix up the things, he'll not be able to write. So we don't want that to happen. So we don't want families, but we want them to learn through blending as matras. Like in Hindi, ka pe a की मात्रा, ka पे a की मात्रा. तो यहाँ पर हम vowels की मात्रा लगाएंगे, है ना? Consonants plus vowels. Consonant and vowel blends. Like S and A will make sa. Okay, T and A will make ta. So when you do this, that makes the things very easy for reading. When I know S and A is sa, then it is very easy for me to do sa. If I write S-A, sa, and I write T here, t, sat, right? So then it becomes easy for the child to sa, sa, sat. They can clap also. Sa, sat, sat, sat. They can do arm blending. Sat, sat. There are many methods, many techniques, many ideas, many, that creativity you have to bring in your classroom so that they are able to. You can have racing cars. Sa. And then you can have sat, sat, racing cars. So they know that they have to speed up and speak. So that's a formula. Like if you know the formula of addition, you can do any question. The same way, if you know the formula of blending, you know the formula of blending. Now you have 42 sounds. So now your child, if he knows 42 sounds and he knows the formula of blending, he can blend any sound with any of the other sound and make words and read. So he doesn't have to do the ratification. He just know that this is how we have to blend. Now you give sounds, he will blend and make a word. Whether he has read that word earlier or not, whether he has written that word earlier or not, doesn't matter, because he knows the formula, that's blending. So when you give two sounds, he will blend and he will read whether he has done it. So what he should know is the formula of blending and sounds. Okay. So then comes segmenting. So blending is actually decoding. Okay, coding and decoding. Coding means when you say that letter S gives sound. So what you are actually doing, you are giving a code. The code is S. The code is A. The code is T. So when you decode, you don't say S, but you say S. When you decode, you don't say A, but you say A. So decoding means breaking the code. S is the code for S. So you are saying S. So you are breaking the code. So you have heard about decodable readers. What are decodable readers? That means they are phonic based books and the child can decode and read the book because there are no tricky words there. Okay, so decodable readers are phonic based where you don't have any tricky words. Now, segmenting is reverse. You have to put the code. The code for S is S, so the child writes S. The code for A is A, so the child writes A. The code for T is T, so the child writes T. So it's reverse. Blending is reading, which is decoding. Segmenting is writing, which is coding. Okay, this is for your. You don't have to teach this to children. What is coding? As a teacher, you should know what is decodable reader, what is decoding, what is coding. Yes, somebody is asking anything.
Yeah, Shweta, this is Anjana. I didn't get that coding and decoding the coding is basically the letter name and decoding is the sound of the letter you said, hai na?
Wait, I'll just show it here. Down. Coding means giving an identification or giving, I can say identification to a sound. Okay, that's coding. So when you have a sound A, what is the identification? Letter A. So that's coding. Now you have to break that code. Breaking code means decoding. So when you decode, you will not say A, but you will give the sound again. A. Okay. So when it is written and, so when you speak and, you are breaking the code and you are reading. Okay. To read, you have to break the code. Now it is written A, but you cannot say A. You have to say A.
Yeah. Understood.
You cannot say N, but you have to say You cannot say. You're breaking the code. You're looking at the code and you're breaking it and you're giving the sound. So that is decoding. And when you put them back into symbols, giving. We are giving a symbol to the sound. And that symbol becomes the code.
Okay.
Right? Now is it clear?
Yeah. That's clear.
So coding is reading. And coding is writing. Coding is writing.
And decoding is reading, right?
Reading, yes. Is it clear to everyone?
Yeah.
If there is any background noise, then you can mute yourself. Okay. Yes. Now, even after doing all 42 sounds, coding, decoding, writing, and reading, everything is done. But still, if my child will pick up a book, he will not be able to read all 100% words. Why? Because there are tricky words. Now, what are tricky words? There are words in English which do not follow phonics. There is a reason to it. Later on, we will discover the reasons also, that either they are derived from other languages, or sometimes there's a spelling rule behind it. So unless the child has not done that spelling rule, it's a tricky word for the child. Unless the child has not learned that this is derived word, it may be from Greek, Latin, French, its origin. So all depends on the origin. So that is why in English we cannot be sure that the child can read all 100 words after knowing these 42 sounds. And that's the reason, because of the they not all the words are actually English words. They're derived words, and some of many a times there's a spelling rule behind it. So in Jolly Phonics and Jolly Grammar, we gradually teach those spelling rules, and later on the same word can be a regular word and not the tricky word. But initially, unless the child has not learned that spelling rule, for him it will be only a tricky word, right? So if you talk about normal phonics, like most of you are teaching phonics when you are teaching it in your school, so you are basically what I assume is you are teaching the sounds ab, g, d, and you are expecting the child to read. But now we have come to know that it's not about 26 sounds, it's more than 26, it's 42 sounds. Then it is all about blending. If the child is not taught blending matras, then it's difficult for the child to read. And after doing all this also, we need to teach tricky words separately. That the child will have to do the ratification only, but that ratification can also be made simpler as possible for the child. There can be activities which can help the child to remember these tricky words with your creativity. Okay, so this is JollyPhonics. And how this is JollyPhonics is so, why JollyPhonics is so successful all around, all across the world. The reasons are that we have these 5 basic skills which are not there in normal traditional phonic method, where either they are only teaching 26 sounds or they're teaching with families. So now my question is, when a child, now as a teacher, when I look at my child, I don't know that my child is an auditory learner or a visual learner or a kinesthetic learner. Okay, what is auditory learner? The children who can learn easily when they listen to something. When I am talking, I am explaining. So many of you might pick it up 100%. Some of you might not pick up more than 50%. Okay, because it is an auditory learning happening right now. There is only auditory learning which is happening where one person is speaking and one person is listening. Many children need auditory learning only. Many children need visual learning. If I'm showing some videos here, if I'm showing some images here, like if you're not an auditory learner, but when you are looking at this picture and you are a visual learner, then you will read these points and this picture will fit into your mind. What I'm speaking may not go to your ears, but what is written will be absorbed by your mind if you are a visual learner. Now, there may be children who are not visual learners or auditory learners, but they are kinesthetic learners. Means they have to get up from their seat, they have to run here and there, they have to pick up something, they have to move their body, they have to do some hands-on experiment, and then they are able to absorb the content. Now, I don't know, my child is an auditory or visual or kinesthetic learner. So my lesson plan should always have a mixture of all of these. That is called multisensory way of teaching. So Jolly Phonics is scientifically proven multisensory way of teaching because it has a structured lesson plan, and the structured lesson plan means it will have audios, visuals, activities, everything will be there. Okay, so now let's move on to the fun and the multisensory way. So the fun and multisensory way, the best thing for any child, preschooler, is listening to stories. Children love listening to stories. So as a teacher, I do not have to create a story. I don't have to work hard to create a new story every day for a new sound. I have 42 sounds. So I don't need to create all those 42 stories, but I will have all those stories with me when I follow Jolly Phonics. So stories are given. 42 stories are given which are followed all across the world. So you don't have to create your own. If you are teaching a story here in India or in particularly in Rajasthan or in particularly in Dungarpur, the same story anywhere in across the world, any teacher is teaching. If she's teaching Jolly Phonics, she's also. So the child has the standard, the level is same throughout the world. You don't have to work hard on creating any story, rhyme, action, everything is, it's only you have to deliver whatever is there in the lesson plan. Now many of you have joined in today only, so you might not have downloaded Jolly Phonics lesson app. So I'm taking a 5 minutes break, a water break. You all can have water, and those who have not downloaded, kindly download Jolly Phonics lesson app from Play Store. If you have an Android phone, it is free, but on iPhone, it is chargeable. So quickly do that, and we will join back after 5 minutes. You can write in the chat box all your queries if anyone has any query. Or if I'm going with speed, if you want me to slow down or anything, if you are facing any problem, you can WhatsApp me and write it here. Okay.
She said something. Hi, ma'am.
Yes.
Ma'am, what shall we download?
Jolly Phonics lesson app. I will write in the chat box. Okay. Jolly Phonics. That's an app on Play Store, which you can download on your Android phone. Lesson app.